So let's get one thing straight. I got the clap. I'm a gay guy, and I'm black, so I'll use the race card to protect my sexual interests, is what I'm trying to say.
If you want to cut to
2356.
I think we had a true... I think we had the true first episode of what we were trying to capture with the Rum Dum podcast. I think we truly broke through, had a return to form to what we were trying to capture with the Rum Dum podcast, where we got a little bit inebriated and then tried to cling together with some quad-dimensional shit. Flipping through dimensions and densities and realities, trying to cobble it all together and figure it out for you guys. I think this is the first legitimate episode of the Rum Dum podcast, Fluxliner. Welcome back, fellas, to another B-side of the Rum Dum podcast. We got pretty crazy last Sunday's episode. It got cut a little bit short for YouTube viewers, but don't forget to go over to Twitter to get the full uncensored episode so you know exactly what is going on.
Don't forget to get your No Clanker shirt.
Don't forget. I'm sure.
Don't forget to get your No Clanker shirt.
I'm sure he's showing it off right now.
Get behind the movement.
Get behind the movement, fellas. AI will not replace us. This is something I just came across on Twitter right here. This little tweet I saved here, where I guess this guy. So I saw this completely out of context. I have no idea what they're talking about. They have Sam Jackson's character from Django hugging fuck is his name, Leonardo DiCaprio's character. And I was like, okay, I have to know what is going on. Oh, did they delete the post? Yeah. Okay, no, we got it. Okay, so this guy right here, I get this white individual was hitting on this black man here. So we have a little man-on-man hit-up action going on, okay? So a white guy is hitting on a black guy. Okay, what's your first thought when you hear about that? What's the first thing that pops in your head?
Well, okay. Is this the hitting you smoke? Question mark.
Yes.
Is that hitting on people?
I don't know the lore about this kind of subculture, but apparently that is the implication here.
Okay. Well, it's none of my business, and whatever happens between two partners or two people that want to endure a mating ritual is none of my business, and I don't give a shit as long as it doesn't harm anybody else involved.
So that's your first thought. Where in your list of thoughts does that white guy is racist factor in? When do you think that thought?
Never.
If
anything, he's yeah.
Well, apparently you're fucking stupid. Apparently you're a dumb fucking Gen Xer and you don't know what you're talking about. Apparently this white guy is actually appropriating black culture with this question, you smoke? And I don't even know what this clump of letters here means. Agave? I don't fucking know. But apparently this white guy is getting flamed for cultural appropriation.
Represents something. Oh, maybe it's anti. I don't know, brother. Yeah,
I know, but people are jumping on this guy. Say, yeah, let me look that up. But yeah, apparently, so you have a white dude approaching a black man romantically, and there's some fucking people out there like, yep, this is a good time to show how racist this white guy is. Okay, apparently
type in what is AAVE.
I just
so
did.
apparently that's a sub-language for homosexual people.
No, actually, do you know, are you familiar with the term
Okay.
Are you familiar with that term?
Yes.
So this is the politically correct version of that. It stands for African American Vernacular English.
Oh, Jesus Christ, bro.
So the question you spoke is
how fucking woke and politically correct can you fucking get?
So they said it's a colloquial idiom used to express romantic or sexual attraction. Yeah, I had no idea, but okay. Hence, I'm using it over a stranger's black personal photos. Yeah, this shit is fun. So we're at the point now where the same thing happens with trans people. Yeah. Where like if a normal straight person's like, yeah, I wouldn't date a trans person because they have a wiener or whatever. I'm not going to do that. And so they jump on them and say, oh, that's this, that, and the other. You're hateful. But then the other way, when a guy wants to date a woman with a wiener, then it's a problem because then he's fetishizing this person's unique enhancement down there. You feel me?
It's
like you can't win.
Yeah, dude. It's all gatekeeping. it's all this sort of strange, everyone has to stay miserable that's in our clique, and it's all performative morality.
Yeah.
And it just goes so deep, and it just never ends. It just never fucking ends, bro.
Yeah. If you're white and you don't want to date a black person, you're racist. But if you're white and you do want to date a black person, you're fetishizing them. It's like you can't win.
Exactly. You can't win because if you think about it in a way, you could say it's kind of like, I mean,
damned
maybe
if you do, damned if you don't.
If you're, let's say, well, it also can perform a sort of practical function. If I'm a gay guy and I like this, and I like this, and I'm black, or I'm whatever race I am. Let's just say I'm a white gay guy, and there's another white gay guy I like, but maybe he doesn't want to fuck me. Okay, but then there's a black guy hitting on him, and I'm gatekeeping, and I guess white people can't be racist, or they can't use the race card, so I have to be a black guy, right?
Yeah.
So I'll use the race card to protect my sexual interests, is what I'm trying to say, by doing this thing. You see what I'm saying? So it has a practical use as well.
Yeah.
It's like mate guarding.
I think it's kind of a thing where people, they're like the virtue signaling thing, the moral framework is not actually genuine. It's an excuse to be able to grandstand and explain to someone why they're wrong. Oh, you're a guy who doesn't like transgender women? Oh, well, here's why that actually makes you a bigot. Oh, you're a guy that does like that? Oh, well, here's why that makes you almost even worse. Like, you just can't win. There has to be a way to call you bad, whether or not, whatever. Either direction. You're either too racist or not racist enough. Like, you can't win. Like,
especially if you're a fucking white dude.
It's hard being a white dude out here. It's hard out here being a gay white dude. The wokesters come out to be worse.
And if you try to say, hey, guys, why you hate me so much? And then they fucking just rail into it. It's all your fault, you know. Everything's your fault, white guy.
White man.
Jesus Christ.
Trying to keep a white man down and shit.
That's right, boy.
That's right, boy. They trying to keep a gay white boy down, man.
What's a gay white boy got to do around here?
What's a gay white boy got to do around here, fellas? Oh, shit. Speaking of us, the whole world being doomed, I thought this was a fun little video about AI here we can talk about.
Hey, bro, have you seen this video?
Dude, that's AI.
I know, it's amazing, right? You should subscribe to the creator.
Yeah. Sorry, pal, I don't subscribe to that AI slop.
Hell no, you don't.
For that. That's wild.
Oh, guys, I didn't fall for it. I said it was AI.
Not the video.
Not the video?
No clankers.
Bro, he was a clanker, too.
No way.
Yeah, dude, you seriously are. Bro, you're literally young, but you should definitely subscribe to that channel.
What? Oh, shit.
Bro.
No, fuck.
No joke. That is how it's going to be, though.
That's crazy.
There's going to be a hologram.
That's no clankers, guys. This is it. This is
no
it.
Clankers,
right here,
dude.
boys.
Buy the merch.
Right here, boys.
Dude.
Holy shit. Hey, there's the funny hat guy. Let's listen to the funny hat guy.
Oh, from the New York election or whatever?
We just all got played for 8 months. Everyone in the world, everyone in the country, everyone in New York City got played by these two thespians, these actors. Because remember, 8 months ago, we thought it was Godzilla versus King Kong. There was Orhan Mandami calling Donald Trump a fascist. He's not. And then Donald Trump calling Orhan Mandami a communist. He's not. And then, as you mentioned, just recently, the president said, I'm going to withhold $7 billion of badly needed federal funding for New York City if you elect Orhan Mandami. And then Orhan Mandami, on the night of his victory, turns and looks into the television and says, Donald Trump, if you're listening, turn up the volume. So they're like antagonizing their followers.
Yeah, it's all a fucking work, bro. We already been there.
Today,
that was kind of my position in the last episode. It's all a fucking work, dude. None of it matters.
Everything is fine.
Nothing fucking matters, dude. It's all a work.
No.
No. I don't get paid. I don't get paid, Buster.
Were turned into suckers.
He's got the hat of wisdom.
All of a sudden, start adversarially wanting to go at one another when, in fact, we can see the reaction today, which is, oh, you're going to be building.
So let's get one thing straight.
Let's get this straight,
okay? Between Mamdani and Trump, there's no full spectrum dominance here. I don't see a full spectrum dominance play. Pretty much, and what that means is both sides trying to agitate the other side and then to have some sort of culmination at the end. This was Trump comes, he's from New York. New York is it's the economic capital of the world, arguably. What happens in New York is very important for America. And this is one of those things where a lot of people, and not only just people, but politicians get wrong about power, what I call power politics, or just power games. If someone that you vehemently hate wins, the best thing you can do is to meet them in person.
Yeah.
Keep your enemies, keep your friends close, and keep your enemies closer. Okay. Look, so what I'm trying to say is sometimes when people they're too naive to understand that move, and then when they see that, they're like, oh, they were in cahoots the whole time. They perceive it wrong through their filter of naivete. And this is what I'm seeing from the red hat guy. Now, you see what I'm saying? Now, right. Like, the reason why Trump is always ready to meet people, he knows that Mamdani is going to have to play ball because he needs federal funds. So Trump's like, this is a great leverage tool I can use against him. This is what Trump is thinking, bro. Okay? Because that's what I'd be thinking. And if I can think like that, definitely Trump can too, because he's a lot better at it than I am.
So it's the classic thing of, it's just an 8-dimensional chess move that y'all are too dumb to understand. That's your position on this?
Well, it's not really an 8-dimensional chess. It's more like just regular chess. This is regular checkers right here. This is just normal shit.
This is just some tic-tac-toe type shit here.
This is tic-tac-toe shit, okay?
This is rock, paper, scissors type shit here, fella.
This is rock, paper, scissors, bro, when it comes to Machiavelli Prince, all right? This is the first fucking chapter, all right? So there's no, he takes that position because he was the third man out in the run. He had Como, Mamdani, and him. Trump didn't back. I guess did Trump back Como? So I think I'm pretty sure Trump backed Como. So he didn't back the red hat guy for whatever reason. Because he probably didn't have leverage on the guy.
Look at that fucking guy. Yeah, we all know.
So he's speaking through naivete, speaking through spit and vinegar. So he has to take that position because he didn't get back from Trump. So now he's just
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my point on that.
I've seen, bro. This is Meat Canyon.
Yeah,
bro. He drew a cartoon recently where I feel like I've seen this guy in real life.
Oh fuck.
You're
oh
the
my
third
god.
employee I've talked to.
Oh no,
and
bro.
I don't want to have to ask again.
It's got the fucking World of Warcraft.
Not have any Magic the Gathering
Avatar the last airbender, collect the booster
packs. It says you have them in store online.
Oh my god, this guy's sweating
and
too.
No, they're not Pokemon cards. So don't even ask.
Yeah.
Bro, I've seen this guy in real life at the comic book store, bro.
Absolutely, we've seen that.
I've 100% seen this guy, bro. Like, the chins is crazy. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chins, bro. We got fucking 8 chins, dog.
Jesus Christ.
The fucking horde tattoo? Yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah, that's our buddy, for sure.
The hair. The single-digit thread count on bro's head slicked all the way back into a man bun, bro.
I love it, man.
I love
his cartoons are so uncanny, bro. Like, God, he's got a talent for that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Dude, for sure, bro.
And it's hard to watch that shit, but I mean, because it's so good, not because it's just he can do it. He can make it happen.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
For sure. Do we want to talk about the? This might be another redacted segment for the YouTube people. Do you want to talk about the Agartha memes?
Wild.
Hey, you remember for like 5 minutes you were into 3D printing? I saved a 3D printer meme, so let's check that out.
Okay, yeah.
I must start a business and sell dragon figurines
Yeah, dude. Dude, I just went to a gun show and someone had 3D printed dragon figurines.
No way, bro.
They had like a whole stack of 3D printed shit. And it's like, I don't know, so 3D printing is cool for like prototyping. There's some cool stuff you can make for it, especially if you have some niche stuff you want. But when I see a vendor, it's some kind of shop, and it's just buckets and buckets of bullshit that was pumped out of a 3D printer. I'm just like, ugh, I feel like on principle, I just can't buy this shit. It's like the same thing as AI slop, where they just went to some print, some like 3D model website, downloaded a bunch of models, and just shat out 100 garbage figurines.
Yeah, I
like
never
a middle
wanted,
finger or
never
whatever.
wanted to do that.
Yeah, no, you would never want to
I totally agree.
Yeah. You would never stoop that low to make money. You would never do that.
Absolutely not.
Calling back to last episode, we talked about the new dating meta. Apparently, this is this is what you have to do to get women these days. You have to look like this guy right here.
My name is Foxy.
This straight man right here. This heterosexual man right here.
Girl. I got my ribs broken to be the baddest femboy with a snatched waist. I'm a straight femboy.
He's straight, Dar. What do you think about that? Do you think this is the new meta? Are you going to do this mover?
Wait, hold on. Let me think about this. Let me make sure. Okay, hold on. You're a straight.
He's straight.
Femboy.
Yes.
If you're a straight femboy, does that mean you fuck chicks?
You're a little worried about my next surgery.
People are like. Really
He just looks like that.
What are you guys?
But he's straight. Is this the new meta?
But, does he fuck chicks or fucks dudes?
He said he's straight, so it's got to be women.
He fucks chicks.
Yeah, this guy is fucking chicks, and basically y'all at home are fucking stupid. This guy's banging hot bitches, and you're fucking stupid.
Fair enough.
But what do you think? You're our resident.
I don't think anything. I've let that shit
You're
go,
our resident
bro.
ear to the ground heterosexual of the Rum Dum podcast. What do you think of this meta?
Because we're.
What do you think of this meta? Is this the meta?
I had a plan one time when I was in high school. I was gonna act gay so I can infiltrate all these hot chicks' slumber party and then turn on them and be like, I'm not gay, like, or I could be like, yeah, so I'm kind of gay, but I think I like you, and then the drama, it's just they love that shit. Like, chicks are so attracted to that fucking drama shit. But it never went down. But it was a great plan.
You think this is the next evolution of that game plan? This is the next. I think it is. I think it's
definitely taking it too far. But. I mean, apparently this person wants to pursue this. This is how they feel like they want to be like. So do what you gotta do. It's none of my business, man.
So this is the best way to get bad bitches, is to be gay as hell. That's the best way.
I guess so,
That's
bro.
the new meta.
No wonder I've had bad luck, bro.
You gotta look like this to get women nowadays, dude. You gotta look like this fella right here.
Oh God, bro, this is
that's good shit. That's good shit. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Soft White Underbelly? So they do interviews with like drug addicts, criminals, stuff like that. They also do like prison wardens, like the people that execute people in prisons.
Yeah.
Just like weird, different, interesting people. And I saw this interview with an ex-Mormon bishop, and this is a crazy story. Let's give this a react.
Whoa.
Let's see what we think about this.
He decides that he trusts me enough to say, Bishop.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me restart it so we
He
can hear
decides that he trusts me enough to say, Bishop, I molested my kid.
Whoa.
That dude confessed to him that he molested his own kid.
Slapped the shit out
Talk
of
to
him.
me about it. What happened? What is happening? Get it out. Just get it all out now. Like, you've already uncorked it. Just get it all out. And so for about 10, 15 minutes, he talked to me about all these times that he's molested his kid from 6 months old.
I don't know if I can keep my composure in that situation. I don't know if I could hold it together, bro.
Oh.
I don't know if I could hold it
I'm
together.
trying not to cry. Like, I know this family. And so I open up the handbook, which is like the church instruction.
What's up with the music in the fucking
That's how TikToks are, bro. They just slap some music on that shit, bro.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know,
music's
bro.
terrible,
Well,
bro.
this isn't the person that made it on their account. It's just some random person who ripped it off of YouTube and fucking.
Yeah,
so we'll deal with
it. Oh my God, Jesus.
We'll suffer through.
And you go under abuse, and it says, call this abuse hotline. I'm like, great, good. Like, there's going to be a therapist on the other side to help me understand what I should do here. Well, when you call that number, it goes to the church's law firm.
Therapist ain't gonna fucking help you. They don't know shit.
Well, no. Are you listening to what he's saying?
Like, hey, Bishop.
It goes to the church's legal department. It isn't even a therapist. It just goes to their legal department. Well, he explains it here.
What's the situation? I tell them the situation, and they go, oh, okay, you're in California, you're in this county, you're okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, to
It's
what?
just them
And they're
doing
like,
legal
"Hey, there's no
damage
option.
control. It's
You
not
gotta say
actually a
no option. Like,
therapist. It's
you're
just their
okay.
law team.
Just let the brother repent and you're let him go through the process. And I hang up the phone with Kurt McConkey, which is the abuse line to protect kids, right? Like protect.
Yeah,
the
and it's
abused.
not. It's like, well,
and it wasn't that at
you're
all.
in a certain
It was
league.
to
You're
protect the
in
church.
California. You're good.
It
You
was
don't
look
have to
up the
report
legality
it.
of where you are and how can we protect the church. Not one single question around, is the child okay? Is the child still in the house with the abuser? None of that. Literally didn't matter. All that mattered was, here's where you're at. You're not a mandatory reporter. You don't need to. So I hang up the phone and I turn to this brother and I say, I'll give you 10 minutes. Either you call CPS or I call CPS.
W, bro.
Wow.
W for bro here.
And he said, can I call my wife? And I said, of course you can. But you don't leave. You stay right here. So he calls his wife, hangs up, and he said, I'll call CPS. I said, I need you to do it right now. And so he did. He called Child Protective Services on himself. And that, for me, was a huge eye-opener. That the church was there to protect.
Yeah,
the
that's some
institution.
shady shit. To where you call who you think is going to be a therapist
That's
or
the
a
way
social
churches
worker.
are, man. Come on, man. That's
I
why
don't
we
think
don't
your
go
average
to church.
would do that shit. I don't think your average church would do that shit.
I mean, these big churches, bro. Like
Yeah, stuff like
evangelicals,
Mormonism,
especially the Mormon
or whatever.
church.
Yeah, weird.
Catholic
shit like
church. Catholic church.
Well, I mean, that's we talked about that. That's not even
Hell,
you know.
you go and confess to a Catholic priest that you're abusing your kid. The priest goes, "Yeah, so have I."
Hey, same, bro. Dap my shit up. Bro.
Hey, bro. Hey, whatever.
Hey,
well.
good shit, bro. Like, they ain't even gonna care. They're gonna be buddy
Hey, I'm
about it.
almost that shit. Hey, I've been doing the same thing with your kid. Hey. Yeah, that was rough.
Like, oh, you got caught molesting kids. Well, I guess we'll move you to a school for the blind.
Yeah, we'll give you a fucking job. Yeah.
Well, no, because that actually happened where a priest got caught diddling, and they sent him to a school for the blind. And it's like, really, really,
what?
Yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure. Please don't sue me, Catholic Church, but I'm pretty sure that's a real story that is undisputed.
Maybe that's why Fuentes is so fucked up, because he got diddled when he went to the Catholic Church.
It definitely could have happened. It definitely could have happened.
Maybe he was diddled, bro.
I mean, we never know. You could really never know. Oh, dude, this shit pissed me off, dude. Someone took this video at fucking Goodwill, dog. It's literally the DVD holders, the blank DVD holders. $3.
Yeah.
$3 for an empty DVD container.
Yeah, bro.
Like, I don't even understand why you would buy that.
You could 3D print it.
Yeah.
You could 3D print that shit.
If for some reason you needed a plastic DVD container. For some reason, yeah, I guess you could 3D print it. I guess you could 3D print that shit. What is this?
Shit.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh,
we can make
bullshit-o?
videos like that. We can make videos like that, bro. We can
I love
do this shit.
bullshit-o.
Ooh, copyrighted music. Copyrighted music, future me. Take care of the copyrighted music.
He's all right with the nunchucks. Okay, all right, whatever. Okay.
You should make a video like this. What do you think?
Wow. I look at Iron Man in the background, bro. It's sick, bro.
Oh, holy shit, dude.
This dojo's got
it's
Iron Man in the
Hulk
background.
Destroyer version.
Hulkbuster, and then there's a Deadpool. And all his belts and shit, yeah. Or no, different colored nunchucks, okay. And the katanas in the background, yeah.
This dude's badass.
And American flag.
Bro.
He's got an American flag, so I can't hate on him too much. All right, I dig it.
This dude's an American hero, dude. How could you talk shit about this guy?
Fuck yeah, he's got fucking Marvel superheroes in the back.
This guy, dude?
Whoa.
How could you?
Right on.
I mean, how
on.
could you do that? I've got a couple. I want to try a little bit something out. We're at the halfway point here. I had a couple. Sometimes when we're thinking about things to do for the show, I like come up with like little notes. I'm gonna go through my little notes thing here and see if we can make sense of some of the shit I write down. Do you want to do that? Do you want to do that?
Because I love that shit.
Let's do this one because I want to see how you handle it. Since you confided in me before the show started that you're a little beat right now. You're a little under the weather, as they say. Right? So I'm going to see how if you can handle this question to me. Okay. Okay. God. So all the time I hear about cryptocurrency being like an untraceable payment method, right? Like drug dealers use it, diddlers use it, shit like that. But I also hear, hold on a second. I didn't finish the question yet, boy. Boy.
I don't know who the fuck you talking to.
Boy. All right.
Slap that fucking beard off your face.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
Fucking unkept beard.
You ain't gonna do. Anyway,
the best thing that ever happened.
Let me finish the question here. Okay. So I always hear that. Oh, it's untraceable. That's why they scam little old ladies. They buy drugs with it. They buy cheese pizza with it. You know, that kind of thing. But I've also heard for other applications that it's like going to be the only way we'll know if something's AI or not, because we'll be able to look at the chain of blocks to see, you know, where it came from. Right, be able to track it the whole way. So how is it supposedly tracked at every step and untraceable? Can you please explain that?
Fuck, bro. Just know it's both of these things are possible due to depending on how the blockchain, like there's different coins, aka there's different blockchains, and they will all work differently. I can go into it, but it's just like. There's some coins that are like they call them private coins, like Monero's one. It's an older one. I don't even know if it's that popular anymore. That's really hard to find. It's actually banned in like some countries and shit. Like it's banned in certain places. Like some exchanges won't hold Monero, and there's a couple other ones. Zcash I think is one. I can't remember, but those are some old coins. But it depends. So. Blockchain itself, there's no like when you're on the chain, like your money's pretty much on a cloud, a networking computer, right? That is not centralized. It's decentralized. People contribute computing power either via mining, which is GPU power, or what most coins right now are proof of stake consensus algorithm. And pretty much you put your coins in like they call a wallet, which is pretty much your cloud bank. I'm trying to explain this for people that might not quite understand it.
You're good.
So having that said, you know, when you open a wallet, that is your portal into the blockchain, and it's really you're just associated with a number. There's no name attached to it. There's no legal name. You don't send your driver's license. Now, if you're on an exchange, you do. That's different because you're linking a bank account to buy the coin. But if you're on the blockchain itself, just interacting with a wallet, it's just a number. You're just a number on there, and so that's very anonymous, right? So you can track all this stuff. Now, eventually, if you're going to want transparency, like what you're saying about, tracking people to see if they're an authentic person or a bot from India or whatever. You'd be able to do that if you decide to divulge that information on the blockchain. You don't have to, but you have an option to. Or there's new blockchains, or there's blockchains now that are implementing certain architecture in the blockchain that will allow you to reveal certain information to certain parties that you designate, or you don't have to designate it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's true.
So my question would be like, okay, let's say I'm selling illegal maple syrup. I'm selling maple syrup in a country where it's illegal.
Because you're a bad Canadian.
Yeah, I'm selling maple syrup in a country where it's illegal. Okay, and so I only take payment in Bitcoin. Okay, so some people who want to buy this illegal maple syrup, they send Bitcoin to my wallet, right? How do I then actually buy something with that Bitcoin or whatever, and not have them instantly go, went from this person to this wallet, and then they bought this at Walmart, or they bought this car at the
wallets,
dealership.
okay, just to clarify, the wallets themselves don't have your name on it.
Yeah.
It's just a number, okay?
You're right.
The way they're able to, like the Silk Road was the biggest bust they did, because a lot of drug dealers were using Bitcoin. Now, their preferred method is cash. They just wanted to. For a while they just want to poo-poo Bitcoin, while as JP Morgan Jamie Dimon bought it all up, okay, and all the big boys bought it all up while they were fucking running all this scam, fucking global warming. The Bitcoin mining causes unbelievable global warming, and drug dealers use cryptocurrency. They were running all. See, that is not even a narrative anymore. Nobody gives a fuck about that anymore. Because they were just running those ads just to buy more of it. Okay, it was all bullshit. Okay, so having that said, there's no name attached to it. How they found how you can find people is just the IP addresses. Now you can hide your IP. There's different ways to do that. But people that are good at that stuff, they could eventually track your IP address to your location, to your real name, and find how you're sending the Bitcoin. That's how they found people.
Yeah, but my question is the opposite. Like, how would you buy something with your crypto without it being traceable? My question is the opposite. How is that even possible? I figured you have to like sell it off for like money, or you have to use some kind of exchange or something. So
if you use it, at this point you're using an exchange in America, and actually I think almost every country there is a KYC, which is know your customer, which is pretty much that account is attached to a driver's license. Yeah. Okay. Now there are Bitcoin ATMs that you literally can just pull out cash from your.
So that would be a way to do it. I just go to the ATM and I can take out my syrup money and then go buy something with it.
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why, even though Bitcoin was used in the Silk Road, it wasn't the preferred method because Bitcoin is not fungible. It's not fungible like cash, especially American dollar, because it's the world reserve currency. So anyway, so that's the point. But it's technically it is traceable, but again, it's all numbers. And it's again. So eventually, I think there's I think Cardano is working on a couple of things where I think they're coming out with a privacy coin that's on top of Cardano network called Midnight. And there's a lot of different coins that are working on this too. So ultimately, you just give information. You own your information, your personal information, and you allow certain entities to have that information, like maybe like your medical records that you want to give for your doctor or whatever, your hospital that you're at, and vice versa. But Joe Schmo can't hack into it and find it because everything's cryptographic. You can't you can't brute force this shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless you had a quantum computer or something, So it's up to you. You can choose the party that you want to reveal information to or not. Now, I think I know that certain people, coins are bringing that about. So it's possible, and they're working on it. There could be certain things that are possible now. I just haven't been really paying attention, but
yeah,
to the latest scene.
Okay, well that kind of makes me. I was always wondering about that. I hear. People on like both sides of that. It's like, okay, so simultaneously it can be used to track this, but also it's untrackable. So okay, that kind of helped me out a little bit there. You brought me up to speed.
They call that all small data that like your name, where you're from, your address, like all the shit you put in Amazon or whatever. They call that metadata, and coins can the coin itself is a data block. That's why they call it the blockchain. Right, it's just a big data block, and every chain. That's one of the reasons why it's so. Like when Bitcoin, as more users started using Bitcoin, the data block got bigger, so transactions were taking longer, and that was a problem. So all these problems came. So that's why the architecture had to evolve with different coins, because these data blocks just got so big because every transaction had to be. It gets
bigger
connected.
each time. It gets bigger.
Yeah, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So that was a programming problem. They kept solving it, and different coins do it in different ways, But again, that data that's let's just use Bitcoin example has nothing to do with your information. It's like other than like your account, like your wallet address, which is just a number, and the amount that you're sending, which is just a number, and whatever wallet you're sending it to. Now, if you were a FBI or CIA or whatever like that, if you wanted to attach that account to a person and triangulate their identity, you would have to use your first go-to's IP address, right? That's how you would find it.
But I mean, if you're some high-level tech criminal, you probably got a VPN or two. You know what I mean?
Or you're just using cash.
Well, yeah, but obviously you're not using cash if you're in this ecosystem at all. But if you're doing it the crypto method, you probably got 2 or 3 VPNs on.
And that, and also there's something called a scrambler. So a scrambler is something.
Is that something like Tor?
No, it's so it's called a Bitcoin scrambler. Oh. So what you do is you send it to a scrambler, and what it does, it'll send it to 10 different addresses, and it'll scramble the transactions, and then send it to where you want it to go. So you could throw people off the scent that way.
I see. Huh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, damn, you handled that a little bit better than I was expecting. I was kind of assuming you to crash out.
Yeah, I
and
did
just
too.
kind of flounder.
I did too.
This dude's commitment to the cause is so deep that it's just second nature, bro. You started rattling shit off. I'm like,
That's right, brother.
I thought he was gonna fucking just pass out and just be like, fuck this.
This was my life for a while. You know, well, I was trying to make money with it, and I did, and I fucking lost it too. So I was a believer, man. I still am, but you know, right now we're in this AI bubble, and it's gonna crap. People are just not gonna fucking see it coming, bro. I talk to people that are in the markets all the time trading, and they're like, "Yeah, man, AI. You know, don't." The famous last words before a fucking bubble burst is only up, never go down. The Fed is gonna print money. They're gonna stop quantitative tightening. And I'm like, guys, there is many times in history where the Fed has cut rates into normalization, or normalization just means we're not in a recession. So I should just say, if you're cutting into a recession, that's really bad for the stock market. It's been shown before. There's just dumps, and it's kind of seems counterintuitive because when money becomes freer and easier to get, more liquidity. You know, people are like, well, yeah, I'm gonna grab it and put it in the stock market or buy a house with it or whatever. But it's it kind of works opposite way. And if you're cutting into normalization, it's usually okay. But right now, man, it's unemployment skyrocketing. All you hear, and it's really not due to so much AI. Strangely enough, it's just the economy's fucking. They're using AI as kind of a mustache to kind of not blame undermining problems in the economy that were going on under Biden and Trump's first term. It's not like it's Trump's fault. That's the problem with Trump taking all the credit for a high stock market and you know I think he's also trying to hide some job reports and stuff like that. I really do, because he's trying to take credit for all this and like, dude, the economy's fucked no matter what, and that's why you shouldn't take credit for a fucking burning ship. That's really not his fault. Now, I will say that Trump is doing his best to revitalize the middle class, you know what I mean, with tariffs and all this sort of infrastructure, which, albeit, you know, it's a double-edged sword with all this AI infrastructure, but there's other infrastructure as well, like chip manufacturing and ship manufacturing, you name it, just manufacturing in general. So, I mean, anyway, I don't want to take the floor too long, but...
No, you're good. That's kind of what I want to get into another topic in my notes here, but that's kind of something I wanted to bring up is when we do these, like, okay, so when we started this podcast, the name Rum Dum came from when we would just be drinking rum and talking shit about whatever, and it would kind of just flow, and we would get into some weird, like, topics or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we missed those. Yeah,
but
I missed those weird topics.
We kind of, like, turned into just, like, scrolling through, like, news stories and, like, posts and shit. And it's like, I feel like we should... Like, we're 43 minutes deep. Probably the only person watching this is, well, I won't say his name, but a buddy of mine.
He's a fucking true G and a fucking alpha.
He's a true G and a fucking alpha.
True G.
He actually,
he's a fucking man,
also,
bro.
what we were talking about, he's a, well, I guess I won't say that, just in case. I know he's watching, but he just popped out a baby, and trust me, he is not black-pilled. Well, his wife popped out a baby.
Okay, so it's a friend of yours.
It's somebody I'm aware of. He just popped out a baby. You know, we love to see it here on the Rum Dum Pod.
He himself popped out a baby, like he got pregnant.
I believe it was his wife popped out the baby.
Oh.
You know, I believe it was his wife.
I mean, things are crazy these days. Science is.
I mean, I haven't personally checked under the hood, but I am pretty confident he is a man without a uterus. I'm fairly confident.
He's a real man. Yeah, if he's watching Rum Dum episodes all the way to the end, you're a real man, sir. We salute thee. We salute you.
We salute you.
We salute you.
We salute you in your new
anyone who's made it this far, we salute you.
Anyways,
you get the salute.
I think we should, like, maybe we'll cover a little bit of the news in the start of the A-side episodes, but I feel like meandering through the machinations of our fucking rum-addled minds it could be the true strength of the show, because anybody can talk about the fucking news. Anybody can say, oh, Trump did this, and he's a based patriot, or he's a fuck up, or, you know, whatever your view is of Trump or fucking whoever the fuck, right? Anybody can do that. But I feel like only we can truly meander from a
Into the
Gartha
dark
memes,
side of the universe.
from a Gartha bullshit, Nazi memes, to cryptocurrency, to like video game shit.
Get to the balls.
We should talk about like your like weird concepts for like novels and shit. Get in on that.
Hell yeah.
Because
I think you're right.
That's
dude.
what inspired the
like
podcast
that.
was our weird back
that's
porch
true.
conversations about
Everything and
Gnosticism and space truckers and weird shit like that. You know, that was the true core. We need to return to form next week. We need to start doing a little return to form.
I think you gotta, that's, that actually, it kind of like, it makes me think more too. Like, I mean, I still like I like what we're doing. It was good that we came to that, and now but I think you're absolutely right, dude. I don't think you could be even more. I'm thinking about myself. I was like, I would love to bring up all these weird conspiracy theories. Maybe have one conspiracy theory, just have like a little, I wouldn't say documentary, but just like a little talk on it. We'll just bring it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I listen to a lot of Rogan, which is it kind of normie bro codes me or whatever, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But a lot of the things he talks about was he didn't chase the trends of what was popular and working to get his shit off the ground. He just did what he wanted to do, and it just worked out. And I feel like that's a good strategy. Sometimes it doesn't work out. You do what you want, and it doesn't work out. But I feel like eventually,
a niche. You automatically, organically fill a niche if you just talk about what you want to talk about.
Eventually you find out, because think about, so I try, because I'm the one that runs this channel. He's running the merch stuff, but I kind of run this. So I'm like always trying to figure out what's trending, trying to do the search engine optimization, trying to get creative with the thumbnails. But if you look at Rogan, the biggest podcast in the game, it's just the 3-letter acronym of the show, the number of the episode, and the guest. That's all it is.
That's it.
The thumbnail is just a picture of them. That's it. So there's some.
He doesn't need thumbnails.
There's some truth to be said.
He's at that point.
Yep. The biggest, but he's always done that. So the biggest guy in the game just did what he wanted, and it's like if people want to watch, they watch. If they don't, they don't. So I think there's some, because eventually, you know who Chris Chan is. You don't know who Chris Chan is. Well, anyway, people of my internet generation know who he is. He's this guy. He kind of has some mental handicaps or whatever, but he would just post himself talking about what he wanted to talk about. These weird, like he believed he was some kind of interdimensional god of fictional universes like Sonic or whatever the fuck, and he would draw these comics and make these weird figurines. A total, and he became he's one of the most famous internet figures there is. And he was just talking about how he is the leader of this interdimensional universe of fictional universes and shit. Anyway, so whoever the fuck you are, if you're a real motherfucker, the real motherfucker, that's just how it is.
Real.
People will find you. People will find you. Anyway, I just want to do that little tangent.
No true words ever spoken.
I just want to do that little tangent.
I like that tangent. I think you're absolutely right, and I feel humbled, and now I want to step up my game. And you're absolutely right, dude. You're absolutely right. I couldn't agree with you more.
Okay, I'm gonna do another little truth bomb here. All right, you ready for this truth bomb?
Hell yeah.
Okay. So I went through this little thing, and I saw my little notes thing on my phone. And most of these are pretty straightforward because I was trying to keep it concise when we record the show. I'm going to go to my other super secret folder right now.
Oh,
where this is whenever I find myself inebriated under, whatever class of substance I find myself inebriated, this is where I put my ideas. I'm just going to read these as typed down and see if we can decipher these.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Do you want to see the?
And he does says after I told him, "Fuck, bro, I'm fucking. You're gonna have to fucking carry me." I literally told him, "I was like, bro, you're gonna have to carry me." Bro.
I think one or two of these, I'm gonna
got my second win.
One or two of these, I'm gonna omit because they're passwords I wrote down. But everything else in here, just weird ideas I had under the influence of a substance.
Goodies.
And here we go. Maybe little candies, little beverages. We don't need to talk about it, but here we go. Okay, the first one on the list is Sim in Sim.
Sim and Sim.
SIMIN Sim. I think I was talking about some kind of simulation or something, like simulation
inside
theory.
A simulation,
maybe?
like we're talking about actual like a video game, or we're talking about actual reality.
I think I know what it was. So like on, I listen to Rogan a lot. We just talked about that. He was talking about okay, Musk said it's a super rare chance that we're actually in base reality, and it's like okay, so if we're living in a simulation and then we evolved to come up with a Matrix style simulation, so there's the real world. You and me are actually in a simulation. Think about like how a video game is different from real life. If we evolve to the point of having a simulation and it's kind of like a downgraded version of humanity, what is like true reality like, and how many layers down are we from true reality?
Right, and so I've often so here's the problem. Okay. Here's my problem with the world, or the reality is a simulation. When you say that, it automatically or by default means that there's no free will. There's no free will, right? It insinuates that.
I don't think so.
Now,
I don't think so. I don't necessarily.
I get that vibe a lot. I
don't necessarily agree with it, but I don't think it means there's no free will. Like when you play a video game, there might be guardrails, but if this is like a universe level video game, it's not going to be like invisible walls at every turn. You're going to have freedom of choice. I don't necessarily agree with simulation theory.
Maybe I just had the context wrong, but that's when I hear that, that's what I think, that there's no free will. So if that's not the case, or if that's not, usually when I talk to people when they're like, "Oh, the world's just a simulation," so whatever, they lose agency. That's kind of that's the impression a lot of people get when they hear that. Now, that not mean the impression that you got. This might not be exactly how they want to explain it. Of course, it's all semantical at this point, but for the most part,
I would agree with that. That some people feel that way. I would agree with that. What you just said. Some people think. A lot of people when they believe "quote unquote" simulation theory, that there's a lot of agency that is sapped from them. And usually that's denoted because I don't have a free will, so I don't care anymore. I'm not going to do anything about it. Or they feel disheartened, or there's some sort of oppression happening. It's anyway. Having that said, I like holographic universe theory, which is similar. Like, okay, well, you could say, well, that's more like that is like simulation theory, and and I guess it all depends on what your attitude is really towards it. Yeah. Right. So I do believe that there's different densities of reality. I think that because of quantum physics, we already know that there's parallel dimensions running alongside this one. There's a lot of quantum theorists are saying that every potential possibility, like every choice that you make that you could make throughout the day, there's a possible universe that you have made that decision. You know what I mean? And there's a you that decided to buy the banana at Walmart instead of buying the candy bar or whatever the fuck, like that kind of stuff. So, having that all said, I just don't. I don't necessarily disagree. I think the framing of simulation is not the most accurate and the best way to describe it. Yeah, I think it depends on how you look at it. Because if you think of it as a simulation, it's kind of an interesting thought concept of how far previous incarnations of reality evolved technologically. But whatever you believe about predetermination or the simulation theory, or however you want to view it, I don't think it's healthy to view life as if you have no input on it or agency. Absolutely. Even if it is a simulation, you still have to make the proper decisions. Don't completely black pill on reality or you're going to be fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree, man. And there's something about, I would say my intuition personally, but I think there's a sort of, a spiritual intuition that if the universe is even here, if we're even here being in sentient beings having this human experience, right? If there's no free will in the universe, what the fuck point is it?
Yeah, and it's like even if there isn't free will, don't live like that because then it really doesn't matter. So just do it's like so he's kind of a has been. He has his bubble on the internet now. I still follow him, but do you remember the Amazing Atheist? Kind of a cringe name by today's standards, so I think he mainly goes by his real name, T.J. Kirk. But back in the day, he was the Amazing Atheist. And he had this video he put up where, so people make fun of nihilism, right? Where it's like, oh, well, if you're a real nihilist, why don't you just kill yourself? But it's like, well, if you truly believe that it doesn't, like nothing matters, it's kind of a superpower because you can do what you want and try to achieve what you want, because if you fail, it doesn't matter. That's the lamest thing you can do with nihilism is kill yourself. So if you truly believe in determinism and it doesn't matter, well then just go for your fucking dreams instead of just killing yourself or black pilling and laying on the couch. Go for your dreams because it doesn't matter if you fail. You know what I mean?
It's kind of funny because there's always an internal reaction to whatever mental belief you have.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you can think about it both ways. You could be like, okay, you could be a determinist and, be like a Calvinist, like back in the day, right? You know what I mean? I think in Western
Christianity.
Isn't
Calvinism, like they have their own book that's like a side book to the Bible, if I believe correct.
I mean, I'm sure they might have some extra. It's not like the Book of Mormon or something like that.
No, but they have like a separate study book of the Bible that I think is their own thing. Because that's what my grandfather was named after, was Calvin. I'll look it up while you talk.
Interesting. Yeah, please do. But having that said, they were determinists. But what I'm saying is, even whatever style of determinism that you think, like maybe you just believe in simulation theory and everything's determined, you have no agency, so whatever. You could that could fuck you up and just be like, oh well, I'm just gonna kill myself then, whatever. You know what I mean? It's all about how you approach these belief systems and what you think, how you think reality really works. So and how it's like it's wild, man. There's almost two things happening: your belief and how you're reacting to it. Because you can react, different people can react to the same belief in different ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is interesting. You would think that most people, if they had a belief, they would all act the same way, which is kind of true, but kind of not at the same time. You could say, okay, well, everything's predetermined. I'm gonna prove it wrong. Like I'm gonna be defiant. I'm gonna be defiant in the face of that. You know what I mean? So it depends on the personality, which is interesting.
Okay, given like a brief skimming of this, so Calvinism, according to Wikipedia, is a major branch of Protestantism that began in the 16th century. Protestant Reformation in the modern day, largely represented by the Continental Reformed, Presbyterian, and Congregational traditions, as well as parts of the Anglican, Baptist, and Waldensian traditions. Yeah, I don't know all about
stop you
that.
for a second. I gotta stop you. Hold on, I gotta stop you. Are the Rum Dummers able to see your screen? Because I can't see your screen. I can't see your screen.
No, they can't see my screen. But I mean, I read it, so it's fine. But now they can see it.
Okay, now I can see it.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure that you're going to have this on the video.
Yeah, you're good. Well, I read it, so we got to back up because I read it out loud. But anyway.
All right.
So yeah, they're talking about the authority of the Bible, sovereignty of God, which is kind of that sounds like a fucking metal band, dude. Sovereignty of God. That sounds badass.
These guys are metal, bro.
As well as covenant theology, which that's a whole weird thing about covenants, like the new covenant, the old covenant. That's some weird shit if you ever looked into that. On some religious shit here. But yeah, that's what my grandfather on my mother's side was named after whoever Calvinism is from. Calvin.
Yeah.
I fuck with like weird like religious lore shit heavy. I fuck with weird religious lore heavy.
Oh yeah.
I
guess the idea from predeterminism comes from a sort of logic that if you had a God that's omniscient and omnipotent, that would mean not only do they know everything now, they would know everything that happened in the future and in the past. They would just everything's planned. So the actual, and this is what leads me to why I don't like the simulation, or or just the terming, the coining of simulation theory, because it reminds me of predestination Calvinism. You see what I'm saying? Now, I don't know that. To be honest with you, I know that it's a reference to how quanta works and how like atoms are flickering in and out of this dimension. You know what I'm saying? And that's that you can actually like literally like Q from Star Trek. You can actually like if there was a being that was on a different dimension on a higher plane of existence, they can actually manipulate matter, what we consider matter, in this density of reality, this dimension of reality that we're experiencing, right? So they were able to make, maybe things disappear, like skyscrapers disappear. They could just delete it off a sort of physical program, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Yeah. They could do that. But I know that's more likely the reference to that, and that I kind of believe. I'm not saying I disagree with that, but maybe I'm just misinterpreting it as a.
I mean, I guess there's different ways to look at the actual validity.
Let's type it up. Type up simulation theory. Let's see what we get.
Well, I'm typing it up right now. I guess there's different way to look at the validity of simulation. Theory and what it means, but
right, because like just how we dissected singularity.
Okay, simulation hypothesis. The simulation hypothesis proposes that what one experiences as the real world is actually a simulated reality, such as a computer simulation in which humans are constructs. There has been much debate over this topic in the philosophical discourse and regarding practical applications in computing.
So, okay, check this out. So I was correct in the connotation of how I interpret it, because simulation hypothesis proposes that one experiences as the world is actually a simulated reality. So a simulated reality assumes that there's somebody else, or intelligences behind the curtain that are manipulating every event, every situation, which pretty much states what I've been saying, that we have no free will. So I was right.
So that's one way of looking at it. But what if, if you create a truly sandbox game, where there's really no real world video game that has a completely accurate parallel to this. Yeah. But if an advanced civilization was able to make a simulation from, I don't know, pre-biblical times, and it was completely accurate or somewhat accurate to the real world, and you were able to work through it, it wouldn't necessarily be in the confines of a modern video game where they decide what happens. It could be a true physics sandbox from, caveman days to just see, let's say we put these humanoid entities into a complete sandbox simulation, and we'll see how they develop to see if their technological, religious, linguistic developments are different from actual reality. So we'll set it up so they can truly evolve in their own way. And it's like, they created different technologies. And maybe some of the technologies aren't actually applicable to base reality, but they're able to look at our thought process over millions of years because they can just fast forward. To us, it's a whole life of misery, happiness, suffering,
Rum Dum episodes,
joy, Rum Dum episodes, world wars, Nazism, hippie movements, bullshit like that. But to them, they can just fast forward. They can just fast forward and see, they developed Bitcoin. We don't have that in base reality, but they have it in this simulation. They developed the iPhone. We're much more technologically advanced, but we never came up with a flat rectangle with a touchscreen. They might be doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, it's a good point. I'm reading a book. I don't know anyway, but there's an author that I've been just fucking digging into. His name is Jason Giorgiani, and dude, this guy's a monolith, bro. But he surmises that if there's entities, or he talks about a lot of different things. We can get into other episodes, but ultimately he talks about how if there's an intelligence that is sort of not creating, but like you said, sort of giving us a sort of guardrails, or like a railroad track, and then we don't have a lot of agency, but we have agency within a certain bandwidth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like what you're explaining, which I definitely dig that. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying that if there was these intelligence or alien intelligence or that is actually able to do this, they do this on purpose to try to learn, right? They're trying to see. They are still subjected to the laws of entropy, and they need to continue the universe because they know the universe is just going to be destroyed one day. So so it's interesting like that. There's the theory that I like too, and the ancient Gnostics have talked about this, is that we humans, particularly humans, not necessarily like all sentient beings, we're harvested. We're harvested like by this substance called loosh. So whatever, like a psychic kind of energy that happens whenever you get whatever emotionality that you exude, whether it's bad emotions or positive emotions, especially that you're like when you die, you're actually harvested from this loosh, and you're just sent back to be reincarnate. The reincarnation wheel that Buddhism talks about. You're trying to escape this reincarnation wheel, and that's why, because these beings are just harvesting you. And they don't give a shit. They don't care how great you've been. They don't care what religion you've been. As long as you keep on the wheel and they just harvest loosh from you. That's a whole different topic. But they operate in an extra dimension. Or I don't like to use the word dimension either. I like to use the word density, because there's different density levels to this particular dimension. Which technically the fourth dimension is time, and then the third dimension is a 3-dimensional space, right? And there's other dimensions on top of it, but you can have more densities within this fourth dimension, right? Mm-hmm. Or as we're experiencing this 3-dimensional space-time, which is what you should call it, space-time. So, having that said, there's these extra-dimensional beings that kind of like, they're not particularly. Some of them are like, they call them in the Gnostic lore, they call them archons, which some people call them angels. Some people call them archons. And they're the ones. They're the gatekeepers. They're the arbiters of your reincarnation cycle. And they're the ones that be like, hey, like, what lessons did you learn? And they do your life review after you die, and they're kind of like, okay, well, you got to go back. You gotta, you did this one thing wrong, so you got to go back and do this. And there's all kinds of crazy theories on this. But I kind of went on a tangent. But that's just a couple ideas.
It's kind of fine that you went on a tangent. I'm gonna go ahead and break the fourth wall and talk to the audience, because I'm probably gonna use this clip right here that I'm kind of spitting on you right now at the beginning of the episode. If you want to cut to this timestamp right here on screen, I think we had the true first episode of what we were trying to capture with the Rum Dum podcast. I think we truly broke through, had a return to form to what we were trying to capture with the Rum Dum podcast, where we got a little bit inebriated and then tried to cling together with some quad-dimensional shit. Flipping through dimensions and densities and realities, trying to cobble it all together and figure it out for you guys. I think this is the first legitimate episode of the Rum Dum podcast, Fluxliner.
I dig it, man.
You dig it? You dig what I'm talking about?
Because this is the stuff I get lit up about. I mean, I like to talk about politics and how much I hate people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I like talking about bullshit on the what's going on with our culture and shit. But this shit is definitely. I mean, if you think about it, if you talk about cosmology and afterlife, scenarios of what souls have to deal with, that I think that would supersede everything that we're talking about. All our little problems down here, what we think are problems down here,
right?
So,
well, all right, fellas. I think we're gonna dip more into my mystery list of topics on future B-sides once the inebriation has taken hold, and we can get into the true. We can get into the true meat of the purpose of the Rum Dum podcast.
Rum Dum.
Rum Dum.
I think that would be a good shirt. Have somebody meditating and think rum dum rum.
It would be me. I could be Fat Buddha. I could be
That'd
Fat
be perfect.
Buddha.
That would be perfect. I'd love it. I'd so wear that shirt.
Bro, sometimes we need to talk about, because there is a skinny Buddha and a fat Buddha. I've always wondered why that is.
I think the big Buddha, because there's so many different sects of Buddhism. You know.
Well, we can get into that later. Let's sign off.
Buddha,
Hold on, let's sign off right now. Well, that's a little teaser. We'll talk about that later. That's a little teaser. That's a little mall teaser. You feel me?
Get your No Clanker shirt.
Get your No Clanker shirt. Soon we'll have a Fat Buddha shirt where it'll be me butt naked on a shirt. No illustration.
We'll have all kinds of shirts.
It'll just be a naked picture of me on a
t-shirt.
Guys. It'll just be a naked picture.
A lot of fun shirts coming up. A lot of fun shirts coming up, guys.
Hell yeah, fellas. And until Sunday, we'll see you later.
Deuces.
Deuces.